Welcome back. So let's just try and run this locally now, just localhost right here, just starting the debugger, and let's see what it actually ends up with. So I'm jumping into my browser right here and just putting in localhost 5000 now just to test it locally. And there we go. We can at least get data here, but right now we're still getting the data from live using this CORS. So let's just disable this guy now. I don't want to use it. I just want to kind of make it quick and dirty fix. And there we go. Now we're back to the same problem. We'll get an error now that it can't access. Now it's looking at the live website. Let's try and put this into localhost as well. So I know I'm changing the code here, but I just want to try and test this locally before I actually publish this to a live server. Now notice, here could be a cool thing if we had like a dev and a live environment, so we could see the difference in here. And we'll look at that in Series 5, how we can change that so we don't have to switch these manually. But now I just point at localhost instead, and let's see if we get the data now. There we go, we get the data back. Yeehaw! So that actually means that we're actually getting the data now from the actual REST API locally, meaning that this guy seems to be running now and without the CORS. So let's push it to live. So jumping into my console right here, this is my REST API. I'll do a git status. There we go. I'll do a git add, and I'll just add everything here because everything has changed. So I'll just add these guys. Let me just do a git status again. Why am I showing you guys this? Well, I just decided I wanted to. Then I'll do a git commit, and I want to commit everything, so I'll do an A and a -M to commit everything with a message, or just AM, and I'll commit it saying fixed core issue. Now remember, this guy is connected to Azure, so as soon as I make this push right here, so I'll do a git status again, and it'll explain you just need to push now. As soon as I do that push, Azure will rebuild. Azure will reproduce my REST API, and Azure will actually push that REST API live so you can start using it. So let's try and do the git push here as the final step, and hopefully in a second it'll say it pushed, and we'll just have to wait a bit. So let me find Azure and show you guys that we're actually rebuilding now. And there we go. Right now it's standing and it's building, so we'll let this wrap up and I'll get back to you guys. So the build is complete and it's been deployed, and now we should actually be able to switch back to the live version now. So I'm just going back to my code and undoing this localhost. I'm saving, and let's try and see if we actually get the real data now. You know what, I'll even restart the server just to be absolutely sure that it's not still looking at localhost, and I'll also shut down the localhost right here. There we go. Now that's also shut down, so I know it's not using that one anymore. I'll even shut down Visual Studio, not that that's required or anything. So we're actually live now. Let's try and jump into our actual code right here and do a refresh. There we go. We have the real live data, and we're not using this CORS plugin anymore, and everything is here. Sweet, sweet. We just made a real request from Angular to a real REST API. We're done with that part. Now we can start moving forward with more observable information. See you in the next lesson.